Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zhang here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Ranked where I climb the online Series 7 ladder and provide live commentary as I go. Today we're trying out a really interesting pseudo-hail team. This team actually finished in the top 25 in the last ranked season. I've linked the creator down in the description below, as well as a tournament report, or a team report I should say, written in Japanese. As you can see, the team has a lot of crazy stuff. The main reason I wanted to feature it is because it has Assault Vest Rotom-Frost, which I think is a really cool Pokemon, as well as Ninetales. But to round out the team, you have Pixie Plate, Whimsicott, Scope Lens, Kartana, Quick Claw, Dracovish, and Life Orb Urshifu. It is a rather hyper-offensive team, but one of the strengths of it is that you kind of just have the element of surprise on so many of your Pokemon, right? Like, you have just so much increased damage from Pokemon like Urshifu and Whimsicott, and with Scope Lens, Kartana can crit those Leaf Blades quite consistently, obviously. And then Quick Claw Dracovish is really interesting. That's probably the least consistent item out of everything, but by running Quick Claw, it allows you to run Protect, as opposed to running, say, Choice Band or Choice Scarf, which limits you in just basically locking yourself into an attack immediately. So there are a lot of interesting components here. It's definitely a team that's more oriented towards best of one play, in my opinion, but there are a lot of fun components, and overall we get to use Rotom-Frost, which I think we featured once on Road to Ranked, but about a year ago, that was a team that had, like, Flygon, if I remember correctly, Rotom-Frost, and, like, a pseudo-Trick Room team. So this is kind of hyper-offensive with Tailwind, and yeah, I played a couple games with it. I think it's really fun, so yeah, eager to, know your thoughts. It's a rental, so once again, feel free to try it out yourself, and thank you guys as always for watching. If you enjoy, please share support by leaving a like on the video. I'd really appreciate it. Question of the day, I want to know, if you could create a brand new Rotom form, what would it be? Let me know in the comments below. What typing would you give it? And yeah, any unique ways to build around it. Let me know in the comment section below. I think the Quick Claw Dracovish is probably the set that I'm most curious about here. And the other cool thing is the Sheer Cold on Ninetales. I think both of those are really, really interesting options. And overall, it's just a fun team, and it's kind of a different take on Hyper Offense. And one thing that's really interesting is that by having Life Orb on the Urshifu, you can actually max it a fair amount of the time. Typically players don't like maxing Urshifu because you like, staying in regular form to get those extra crits. And also, Focus Sash is a valuable item on Urshifu, and you get kind of more mileage out of that when you're not maxing the Urshifu. Because if you max it, rarely are you can actually be brought down to that Sash. But I think Gigantamax Urshifu is actually a really strong option with this team. In fact, it's actually one of the strongest Dynamax options. I would say Urshifu and Rotom-Frost are the Pokemon you're typically looking to max potentially. So, yeah. Alright, first match of the day. Typical kind of Trick Room stuff here. So then the question I have is whether or not you're Mental Herb on the Cresselia. Because I could just go like Whimsicott, Ninetales. Let's see, I feel like my opponent's not going to let me just... Actually, how do you really deny... Like, I could pretty easily lead Whimsicott, Ninetales and just Tailwind Blizzard or Taunt Blizzard. I think Rotom-Frost is really good here, so I'm happy to bring that. And for the last one, it's definitely between the Urshifu or the Kartana. It's probably Urshifu here just for stronger damage output against Cresselia specifically. I don't know, Kartana's actually not that bad here though into my opponent's team. It hits everything from neutral or super effective. And the Fini is the main thing. But I suppose Rotom-Frost with AV deals with Fini really, really well. Okay, I'm down to go with the Urshifu. So the reason I'm leading Whimsicott and Ninetales is because it's a pretty much free taunt into Cresselia Blizzard. My only concern is if it actually is Mental Herb. Like, the thing about Cresselia is you could be Mental Herb, Cobra Berry, Dark Resist Berry, Kasi Berry, Cobra Berry, Mental Herb, Recovery item. Like, there are a lot of possible items on Cresselia. So if I knew the item, it'd be a lot easier to play through this, because I would just, like, either use the Urshifu to just try to KO it, or use the Whimsicott to taunt it. I think it's less likely to be Mental Herb, and more likely to be a Resist Berry, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I could also always, with the Focus Sash, Ninetales and Sheer Cold, could just click the Sheer Cold button. And honestly, leading the Rotom actually could have been decent for us here as well. It's going to be Cresselia, I think. Okay, that's fine. Cresselia, I think, warrants just Taunt and Blizzard turn 1. I mean, it just comes down to whether or not you're Mental Herb here on Cress. That's the scary thing. I'd rather play it safe, though, and Taunt and Blizzard here turn 1. It's a pretty safe play. Like I said, the only downside is if you are actually Mental Herb on Cresselia. And if that's the case, this is bad. But I didn't have a great counter to it, other than, I guess, leading Urshifu and then maxing Urshifu and G-Max one blow into Cresselia turn 1. I don't know what item is actually more common statistically, but I feel like I've run into Dark Resist or Ghost Resist more frequently than Mental Herb. So, let's see. I mean, Lucky here might go for a Volt Switch, get Electro Web as well, I suppose. This lead screams to me like Volt Switch to go into Glastrier and get Glastrier in safely. And with the team we're using, you really don't want Trick Room to go up. So, hopefully Tom can deny it. Okay, they don't max, they don't switch. Are you a Mentor here? We get the taunt off. Okay. That was a really loud car. They just go for Thunderbolt, but that's fine. Yeah, the main thing here is that they can't get Trick Room up. Nice. Okay, huge. Because now what I can do is actually just Tailwind and Blizzard, which is pretty safe. I don't know if you guys could hear the car in the video, but it was really loud. Okay, can just Tailwind and Blizzard now. And with Tailwind up, I think like Rotom-Frost looks really good into my opponent's team. Well, what's good for us here is that they don't really have a strong fire type. Glastrier is a resist, so that's still kind of scary, but we do have Urshifu, which can just Life Orb close combat the Glastrier. One of the questions I have is what item you have on the Glastrier, but either way, like, Tailwind is super safe here. I'm just glad it wasn't Mentor Crest. Like I said, I think it's, like, fairly uncommon, especially because Urshifu is everywhere, so it's typically better to, like, cover for that option, because Dark Urshifu just kind of destroys Cresselia otherwise. So the big question I have to ask here is who I want to max. Cresselia switches out, which is totally fine, and it's going to be Glastrier coming in, I think. Yeah, so that's fine. I get a little bit of chip on that. And I knock out the Regieleki for free as well, which is good. I get Tailwind up, which means now I can taunt Cresselia again the subsequent turn. My only fear now is if you have Ally Switch on that Cresselia, which is definitely, like, I feel like a decently common attack. That's actually pretty good damage on Glastrier. Ah, we crit there. Every little bit of chip matters because we want to put it in KO range from Life Orb close combat from the Urshifu in the back, right? So that's valuable. Now, if Cresselia comes back out, like, it's kind of awkward because I think I still want to go for a safe taunt. Is that Landorus? Oh. So Hail is really good into my opponent's team right now. That's very nice to see. Landorus. My only fear is if Landorus can protect here, because I'm down to just Moonblast and Blizzard this thing, given that I have what I have in the back. Because Glastrier, actually, like, if I just Moonblast Blizzard, it's guaranteed damage onto the Landorus slot. That should pick up the knockout, even if you're Assault Vest, unless you max Landorus here, but maxing would seem like a really curious decision. The fact they didn't bring out Cresselia here makes me think they don't have Ally Switch on it, because I think one play my opponent could have made if they had Ally Switch. Okay, they switch Landorus out. Yeah, this is fine, though, because I get so much chip damage through this turn that even if Glastrier picks up a KO, like, I just get a free switch in. And they don't max Glastrier, which I actually think is a really smart decision. Although, honestly, I don't mind that, right? Because we end up doing a lot of damage here. To the point where I think it get... Oh. Swords Dance. I didn't think about that. Is that scary? I mean, with an Urshifu in the back, I'm not that concerned. My only, I guess, one worry is that Hail is expiring soon. Although, interestingly enough, Glastrier might just set it back up for us. I am just going to Moonblast Cresselia and Blizzard here again, I think. Blizzard covers for the Landorus switch in. I wonder then, do you not max Glastrier? Okay, I didn't consider Swords Dance as an option at all. That is really cool. And I guess that makes this a little bit tougher. Because if they gave us a free knockout, I just bring out Urshifu and we should just win the game from there. Like, I still feel pretty good about our positioning. Maxing Rotom is definitely a decently viable option as well. It really depends on what my opponent's Glastrier has, right? Because if you have Swords Dance, typically you want Protect as well. Obviously, you're going to run Hailstorm, and then what is your fourth attack, right? Is it Max Quake? Is it Max Steel Spike? Max Rockfall? Max Knuckle? Actually, does Glastrier get a Rock type attack? I don't remember, but either way, like, I think, like, there's a decent chance it is Swords Dance, Ice, Ground, Protect, and if that's the case, then Rotom actually walls it pretty darn well. So let's see. And there's still one more turn of Hail after this turn, which is valuable. Okay, we get the Moonblast off, nice. Okay, picks up the knockout, nice. And I learned while I was playing with the team earlier that Sheer Cold doesn't work against Max Mons, otherwise that would have been kind of a fun option to go with here. Ooh, they have Max Knuckle. Okay. So because there's one more turn of Hail and we still have Tailwind up, I think this means we just bring out the Rotom right now. We use Rotom to beat the Landorus, and then use Urshifu to close out the game. Because we can just Life Orb close combat KO Glastrier. Wow, they're Life Orb Swords Dance with Max Knuckle as well. That's really fascinating. My only fear now is the item on the Landorus. If Landorus actually has Protect here and it protects, that's really bad for us. Now, most Landoruses don't carry Protect these days. You either run Assault Vest or Swords Dance with triple attack, but if it actually has Protect, we can be in some trouble here. So I'm banking off the fact that most Landoruses don't carry Protect and just Moonblast Blizzard. We might not even need to max in this game, honestly. Does +3 Life Orb max Knuckle KO? Oh, it's +4. Yeah, it would definitely KO. Yeah, I think it's just Moonblast, Glastrier, and Blizzard here. And if you're AV Landorus, we should win. Oh, but I maybe should have targeted Landorus with the Moonblast. I mean, even if you're AV, can Landorus really take a Blizzard from Rotom-Frost? That would be kind of surprising to me. But I don't know. Okay, they don't protect Landorus, which is huge. That's good. Nice, we get the Blizzard off. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. And now we just have Glastrier, Urshifu in the back. Oh, we ended up getting a crit there. I mean, I'll have to do the damage calc afterwards to see whether or not... Wow, what is this Glastrier set? That's fascinating. It has Quake, Swords Dance, Knuckle, so it's actually 4 attack Glastrier. Or sorry, 3 attack Glastrier. Nice Quake into the Whimsicott, but now I can just max the Urshifu. Or I don't even need to max Urshifu, because I can close combat. So it may have been smarter to target Landers there just to guarantee a knockout in the off chance they are... And not even the off chance, actually. I think it's pretty likely they're Assault Vested in that position. Urshifu... What am I saying? But this is Rotom-Frost. Like, it's base 105 Blizzard, 4x super effective. If you're max HP AV... Oh, that's still a guaranteed KO. Okay, so yeah, I don't think the crit mattered there. I don't know. I was just like, maybe they're like super, super bulky, but yeah. That's the nice thing about Hail, by the way, because it just absolutely demolishes a lot of common Pokemon. Like, Ice type is pretty good. And that's actually, you may remember when we were using the Jinx team, like, Ice has really good coverage into a lot of things. So I can just close combat, Dynamax, go for Lightning here. Yeah. In the end, I knew because we had Life Orb, Urshifu in the back, this was going to be a wrap. So that was a cool game in which we didn't even need to Dynamax to win, but we had an early lead. And the beauty of Ninetales and Rotom, and just Hail in general, is that if you don't have like a Fire-type Pokemon, or a Steel-type Pokemon, I suppose, but Fire is really like the thing that you really don't want to go up against with that combo. And if you don't have like safe switch-ins into Blizzard, you know, like even Glastrier switching into Blizzard, that took a fair amount of chip damage in the first couple of turns, right? So that worked out in our favor. So we didn't max Rotom here, but Rotom was actually a really critical component to the game because it gave us a really free KO onto the Landorus, which was super, super nice. So yeah, that was a great start. And Ninetales was actually huge for us in that game, right? This team gives me nightmares because it's a clear Trick Room team, but you also have Lilligant Torkoal, which, if you guys watched me back in 2017, I actually liked using that like at the start of the season, but it feels like it's really hard to play against, but it's also hard to execute and use. Okay, so how do we approach this? Because I can't... Oh, they don't have, it's Indeedee male, not Indeedee female. Which means you don't have Follow Me. That's actually really interesting. Huh. Okay, well, this is not a great matchup for Rotom-Frost. I'm gonna be real. But who do I bring? I probably should bring Ninetales. Like, I'm thinking, Urshifu and Kartana? The reason why this is such a bad... Well, okay, actually, I shouldn't say Rotom's terrible. It matches up pretty well against, like, the top half of my team. But I feel like Urshifu, Kartana, Dracovish, and Ninetales is probably a better 4 here. AV Rotom as a lead is kind of interesting, though, actually. What if I just lead Rotom? Rotom, Urshifu, Ninetales. Dracovish or Kartana? I feel like Kartana's probably better here. It's not AV, though, but... Okay, I'll bring Kartana. This is a weird matchup, because, like, Dracovish, Fishious Ren does a lot into my opponent's entire team, but... Yeah, the more I thought about it, the more I was like, AV Rotom actually matches up well against the top half of the team, and I can always switch out Urshifu into Ninetales or the Rotom into Ninetales on turn 1. Maxing Urshifu is definitely a possibility here, depending on what they lead as well, because we want to deny Trick Room, ideally. And they're going to go Indeedee Stakataka. Okay. My only question is what the item on the Indeedee is, but it's Indeedee male. Like, I think I can just go Life Orb Close Combat into Stakataka here. Only problem is if you're Choppleberry. I just need to deny Trick Room. Yeah, close combat. Would I want to max Rotom here? Discharge. Wait, I actually forgot we have Discharge. That's kind of a cool option right now. But I don't want to self-discharge. That would do a fair amount of damage. Close combat. I'll just close combat T-Bolt Stakataka turn 1. That should KO it even if it's Trollpool, right? What? Oh. I've actually never seen that before. Wow. Choice Scarf after you. Oh my gosh, that was so cool. That was actually so sick. Now the thing is that it's actually, like, this is still, I mean, it looks bad. Don't get me wrong, but it's winnable. If I had Dracovish, this would have been a lot easier then, because I could actually max the Dracovish, but now I'm in such an awkward spot, because you can just clearly Eruption, and I also have the Spadef drop. Oh, actually, I just get hard wrecked by Torkoal because I didn't bring Dracovish. I just didn't think my opponent could get Trick Room up easily. Wow, that was so sick. Okay, I'm gonna switch into the Ninetales here. Dynamax. Do I max Hailstorm? I mean, I think I'd probably just max Lightning into the Torkoal. I'm at a loss for words. That was insane. That was so cool. I've actually never seen that combo before, so now that I've seen it, I like, how would I even have prepped against it? Then I would have actually gone Whimsicott or Urshifu to Tailwind close combat turn 1. Yeah, they switch Indeedee out. So we know that's Scarf, so it's pretty useless for my opponent. If, for example, like, they didn't max Torkoal here, yeah, which they don't, and we one-shot with max Lightning, this is still definitely doable. Oh, but it's so hard. I mean, Dracovish wouldn't have, like, that's the downside of using a team like this, right? You basically need a hard deny Tailwind, or sorry, Trick Room. I honestly didn't even know Indeedee got after you, so, lesson learned. Yeah, it's Eruption. Alright, I mean, that's a ton of damage, but I had to make that play, I think. Because I need something on the board here. The problem is I can't even ban Sucker Punch with Urshifu. And I think Max Hat kind of just sweeps me. Oh, and we don't KO Torkoal. That's so sad. It was close too, but not enough. Okay. I think with that, it'll be really hard to win. I needed to get a one-hit knockout there. Yeah. How many turns of Trick Room are left? Still 3. Obviously, I can protect here. I think I have to just try to protect stall. I'll protect and go for a... Do I just KO the Torkoal? I don't even know if I can even get an attack off this turn, right? Like... Having my Sash broken was bad, but I needed to change the weather there. That after you was just so cool. The better place to max Darkness there instead of max Lightning, because it covers for Indeedee, plus it gets a Spadef drop on the Hatterene. There's no reason to Lightning there. Unless, I guess, you're regular Hatterene and you, like, max Psychic, and then I change the turn. No, but then you just get Indeedee to change the terrain back anyway, so it doesn't make a difference. I've seen after you shenanigans before, but not like that. Or, sorry, copycat shenanigans before, but not after you. Our only way of winning is by stalling out Trick Room completely. Okay, they just go for an Eruption. Yeah, but you just double... Wait, Eruption? Oh, are they Specs then? Because I actually think we survived this turn then. Oh, they have Flare though. Don't think we survived this, right? Okay, sad. That makes me think the Torkoal was choice though, if they flared. But now, like, Kartana just gets wrecked here too, right? So, like, there's really not too much we can do. I'm guessing they're Life Orb max Flare too. Yeah. Yep. I mean, the fact it was even close, like, gives me some comfort, given... But, oh, man, I just never saw Scarf after you into Trick Room immediately. That was just so cool. So if I were to counter that lead specifically, I would go Whimsicott. Because Whimsicott... Oh, actually, I can't taunt because of terrain, but... Whimsicott plus Urshifu just tail in close combat turn 1. But if they have Dazzle on Indeedee, like, it's not even that safe of a play to make. Okay, so there's still 2 turns of Trick Room left. I can't even Sheer Cold to KO. Now I can Sucker Punch Torkoal, but Torkoal might just switch out into Indeedee. Yeah, I don't really think there's too much we can do. I Sucker Punch, but I don't think it makes a difference. Hat is just too good. Yeah, they switch out. Good switch. I was thinking maybe I protect... Oh, you know what the play actually was, maybe? I switch Urshifu out here to sacrifice Kartana, and then protect Urshifu on the last turn. Yeah, that was probably it. Like, it was like a very small chance to win, but it's a chance nonetheless. Although, if Kartana can survive the G-Max Smite, that was definitely the play. Because the thing is, even though I have Protect on Kartana, I'm pretty sure Flare will just, like, one-shot us through Protect. So, yeah, that was the play. Hitting a Sheer Cold here would be hype, but it would be a waste of a Sheer Cold. Yeah. That was a really cool Indeedee set. Props to my opponent. Well done, well done, well done. Yeah, I mean, if you're using Hyper Offense, Trick Room just can't go up. Otherwise, you're going to get wrecked. And Frost Helm was, like, okay here. It wasn't bad. It wasn't amazing. I mean, the main thing here is that if we can deny Trick Room, we should crush this game. But we weren't able to deny Trick Room. So, okay. I suppose I can hope my opponent... Or one way to win here is that they max Flare into Kartana. Somehow Kartana survives. But I really don't think it will. Sun's up, their Life Orb, and it's a max move. Oh, they actually have for Smite. Interesting. Into Ninetales. Huh. Oh, but then you're probably going for Mystical Fire with the... Yeah, you probably have triple Fire attack at this point, so you're not worried about Kartana. I don't know. Isn't that really risky, though? Oh, no, it's not. It doesn't... Unless... No, actually, you have a guaranteed knockout until the Ninetales. Even if I KO your Hat, you just have triple Fire at this point. So, yeah. I guess Kartana was not it here. Offensively, it does really well into my opponent's team, though. Like, it has super effective attacks into almost everything. So, this was one in which I got caught off guard by the After You stuff, and I don't, like, feel that bad about it. I've just never seen that combo before. And that's something now, if I ever see in Team Preview, I'm going to recognize as a potential lead. So, if I were to replay that, I'd probably go Whimsicott Urshifu, because my number one goal needs to be in denying Trick Room. I thought it'd be pretty easy to deny Trick Room with Urshifu and Rotom. And granted, if they don't have After You, that's like a super free game, like with the lead that I had. But yeah, I've never even seen After You Indeedee Mail before with a Trick Room setter, so that was really, really cool. Alright, third match of the day. We got Terrakion, Rillaboom, Dragapult, Regieleki, Hawlucha, and Inteleon. Anytime I see an Inteleon, I'm assuming there's like some kind of soak shenanigans that's about to come out. No Fairy Resist on my opponent's team. So like I feel like Hail here is really good. Kinda wanna just go Whimsicott, Ninetales, Rotom, and Urshifu, Kartana. Urshifu for like Life Orb Sucker Punch is honestly really strong here. Kartana under Tailwind is also pretty good against my opponent's team, though, right? I guess Hawlucha is actually what scares me the most, but we have Triple Fairy against that. Okay, I'm gonna bring the Kartana, because I think there's a decent chance my opponent also sets up the Grassy Terrain with the Rillaboom. So if that's the case, then Kartana can just put in work here. But Rotom's actually looking really good. Okay, I guess the Terrakion's kind of scary, but, I mean, you can't just lead like Dragapult Terrakion here. I can just Tailwind Blizzard. Unless you're Sashed. Eh. They're gonna go Rillaboom and Hawlucha, I assume? Ooh, Rillaboom and Inteleon, okay. Rillaboom and Inteleon, how do I feel about this? Protect Whimsicott turn 1 is safe. Double Protect is actually probably just the play here. Yeah, I think I just Double Protect and then Tailwind Blizzard next turn. I feel pretty good about that. And like I said, yeah, they have brought up the Rillaboom, so that sets up the Grassy Terrain for my Kartana, which is nice. And they're not maxing, so my best bet is Fake Out and maybe either just a Soak or a Snipe Shot. But because we have Double Protect here, might as well. Sick to use Alolan Ninetales so much here. Okay, they just opted for Glide. Oh, is it double priority? Blizzard. Glide Blizzard. Okay. So that wastes the turn of Hail and Grassy Terrain. I think that's fine, right? I can just Tailwind Blizzard here with relative ease. Okay. Like, the main thing is it positions both Kartana and Rotom-Frost in the back look really good right now. And I think it's fine to double protect turn 1, so I'm down to just Tailwind and Blizzard here. I don't think it one-shots Rillaboom, but it does a lot. And there's a chance that Inteleon goes for like an Ice-type attack here, right? Yeah, they're gonna opt for another Glide here, but that's fine. As long as Inteleon doesn't also have priority here, we should be good. And yeah, given that Rillaboom already attacked, it clearly doesn't. Okay, pretty good chip there onto both. More than chip, I should say. They're gonna go for Blizzard. So it might just be a double KO here, which is kind of scary. But it's honestly not that bad, because it's a free switching into Kartana and Rotom-Frost. Both which I think are very strong against my opponent's team. The only question is who I want to max right now. Because like Kartana typically actually doesn't want to max as much with this team. Because you want the crits with Leaf Blade, right? Grassy Terrain boosted Leaf Blade crits right now. It's looking really nice. It's pretty safe to max Rotom, right? But who do they have in the back what's going to max? Dragapult, Terrakion. Terrakion doesn't bode super well for... We still have Tailwind up. How many turns? 2, right? Or 3. Okay, that's good. 2 after this turn. The only reason to max here would be to take less damage from a potential Grassy Glide. I don't want to change the terrain, actually. I mean, I definitely want to Leaf Blade the Inteleon here. I think I'm down to not Dynamax this turn. It gives me an extra turn to work with. Because the worst case is I take a Glide from the Rillaboom. I guess that's going to be a fair amount of damage. Yeah, that was way too much damage. I guess maxing there is better. Okay. I mean, Kartana's going to get moving real quick, though. Because it's already at +1 attack. We'll KO Rillaboom. So it's a 2v2 now. And actually, by not maxing Rotom there, like, now I have the option to max Kartana, which I actually think is pretty good, especially after getting a Beast Boost. Okay, we still have turns of Tailwind to work with, which is great. I can see Hawlucha coming out in the back. That could be a big problem, actually, right? I feel like Hawlucha, especially if it has, like, Max Flare, becomes a big problem. Yeah, there it is. That would have been a reason to max Kartana, I suppose, then. Or, sorry, max Rotom to max Lightning so that they can't get the boost. Okay, I think we max Kartana and Steel Spike into Terrakion. Yeah. With the attack boost, I should KO, and it gives me a defense boost, which should help out against the Hawlucha as well. If I max Rotom last turn, we would have taken less damage. But then Hawlucha can maybe still just one-shot it with the fighting type attack. So I don't think maxing Rotom was the call. I guess the problem is letting Rillaboom get a free Grassy Glide off the way it did into it. But there's no way to deny that because I don't have Protect, right? Okay. We're going to max Kartana here. Should I have just targeted Hawlucha? Maybe, because Tailwind's going to expire after this next turn, right? The question is whether or not Hawlucha is Max Guard and a Fire-type attack. Both of those are big question marks, actually. I wish I had Max Airstream on Kartana right now, because if I did, I would definitely just target Hawlucha outright, but I don't. Targeting Terrakion's pretty safe, though, and it gives me a defense boost. The Terrakion protecting here is definitely a possibility. Yeah. It's an obvious protect, but I don't know. We'll see what Hawlucha goes for here. Like, if they Flare, for example... Alright, that's so much damage, but the main thing is that Terrakion survives the turn, which is unfortunate, right? It does give us a defense boost, though, which is big. Policy Terrakion. Wow. Okay. They're gonna Knuckle. I'm sure it's into Rotom, right? Oh, they targeted Kartana. Okay. I'll take that. I'll definitely take that, because it's a free Blizzard now. That's a huge Blizzard. Maybe T-Bolting there would have just been better, though. really good damage. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that defense boost helps out a lot, right? Because another Knuckle won't KO. If you're Knuckling there, it makes me think you don't have max Flare. But I'm not 100% on that there yet. I think what my opponent may have been trying to cover for was like... Yeah, we still have a turn of Tailwind, right? Wait, that's huge. That's absolutely huge. Unless... Okay, I mean... I don't think I one-shot Hawlucha with any of my attacks right now, right? So I think it's probably best to just Thunderbolt here and go for another Steel Spike onto the Terrakion. Yeah. Because I have to knock out Terrakion before Terrakion can hit the Rotom. Or before Hawlucha can hit Rotom. Especially with Weakness Policy activated, like Close Combat will just crush me here, right? Okay. So we get that out of the way. I mean, if they actually... Oh, actually, if they have Max Flare here... yeah, you would Max Flare Rotom. Okay, they just Airstream. I think we're good then. Wait, are we good? Do you one-shot Kartana from after the defense boosts? Is the question. I don't know. Dylan Peters out. Train is gone. I think it's fine, right? Yeah, unless you crit. Even if you have max flare, can we survive given the defense boosts? Oh, do I actually max guard here, I think, right? Wait, do I? Shoot, the problem is that I still can't... I don't think I can KO... Oh, wait, we did get another beast boost, though, so we are at +2 attack now. So I'm pretty sure Steel Spike KOs here. Okay, we just Steel Spike then, right? Yeah. This is scary. Okay, they didn't have max flare, so that's good at least. I don't know if Protector was the play, because if max Steel Spike actually doesn't KO, we'll lose, right? But they're at +1 defense and we're at +2 attack, and they're at like 30-40%, so I would think this is enough. Okay, thank goodness. Wow, that was scary though. Yeah, I mean that's why like if we pull the trigger and Dynamax Rotom too early, Hawlucha just kind of crushes it, and Terrakion crushes it, which is why I thought like Kartana actually was a better max option here. Yeah, I think I was nervous about Hawlucha having max flare. That would have really dunked on Kartana, but looks like in the end they didn't, which was very fortunate. Okay, last game of the day. This is very anti-Rotom-Frost, unfortunately. They have dual fire and dual steel. That's like a disaster. So I don't think Rotom can really come out here. Their team is really cool. It's really bad for Hail. Which is funny because I would expect to see a Tyranitar on that team comp, but they don't actually have one. Huh. How in the world do I approach this? Incineroar is just a big problem in general. Whimsicott plus Dracovish is honestly kind of cool here. And I think Urshifu Kartana. This is just a really bad matchup for our Hail duo. Like, I can't do anything with either of those. Yeah, so I'm not going to bring either. I mean, Rotom-Frost, I guess, actually could put in some work. But, like, I'm up against a Cinderace. There's a decent chance that's Mold Breaker Excadrill as well, given that there's no Tyranitar on the team. And if that's Mold Breaker Excadrill, it literally completely demolishes Rotom. So, I want to respect that option. In a best of 3, like, maybe Rotom would be a decent flex pick in, like, a second game, but it's definitely not something you feel confident in the first game here. Dracovish bluffs a Choice Scarf, but at the same time, Vicious Red will still do a ton of damage into a lot of my opponent's Pokemon. Kartana is going to be essential for dealing with the Primarina, so that's important. But playing with this Kartana is scary, that's for sure. What is interesting is that, like, yeah, I think Rotom with this team can be a really strong max option, but by being AV and being weak to, like, physical attacks, often doesn't feel super good to max it. Mason plus Mimikyu, okay. Here's the thing, if my opponent wants to get Trick Room up, they can get it up. Wait, okay, unless... This is gonna sound crazy, but if the Incineroar chooses to fake out Whimsicott, I could actually max Whimsicott to Starfall, break Disguise, and then Vicious Ren to KO Mimikyu. But Trick Room here just seems so unlikely, honestly. It really feels unlikely. I'm down to double protect turn 1. I just, like... Does Mimikyu actually Trick Room? I guess they have a Primarina in the back. Yeah, maybe I should have focused more on Trick Room Denial. But I don't even know if Starfall Fishious Rend would, like... Maybe I should have gambled, though. Because if Trick Room goes up, we're just kind of doomed. Oh, but they fake out Dracovish. So that, the play I was thinking of wouldn't have even worked. Oh, they did Trick Room. I had no way to deny it there. Unless you're not... Unless, like, they're not Mentor. In which then feels bad. Yeah. Although we're not Scarf Fish here, so that actually may work in our favor. I think I'm going to switch into Urshifu here. Kind of need to KO the Mimikyu, actually. Okay, nice play. I wasn't confident on the having Trick Room, but I guess it makes sense, because like you have a pseudo Trick Room mode with Instant Mimikyu and Primarina. Nice parting shot, too. Probably just bring in Primarina now, right? Yeah, I mean, I think the lesson from today's episode is that I absolutely just can't let Trick Room go up in the slightest. So if I see any potential Trick Room, I just have to lead in a way to beat it outright. But without knowing Mimikyu's item, Charm too? No way. That is interesting. I've actually never seen Charm Mimikyu before. That's cool. But without an Assault Vest on Kartana and with Trick Room up, this is looking really tough. Because like I said, if Trick Room goes up, this is where I guess Primarina could have helped out. Oh, sorry, Rotom-Frost could have helped out, but, yeah. You should just target Urshifu here. Got a Whimsicott. Guess Protect. Like, my way of winning this is Protect stalling, but, like, this Instant Prim, Instant Prim Mimikyu core is just really good against me. Like, really, really good. Yeah, because I don't have a way to guarantee deny Trick Room. Instant, like, that, and that's the upside of Mimikyu, right? You have a built-in disguise. So with Fake Out support, if you can Fake Out the right Pokemon on the first turn, it's huge. Given that they went Fake Out on a Dracovish, that really makes me think they're Mentor Mimikyu as well. Because unless my opponent would just, like, went all in on a read turn 1, which feels unnecessary given that they already had the lead advantage. This is probably going to Whimsicott. Oh no, actually targets Dracovish. Okay. That's so much damage, though. Okay, I can see a path to stalling out Trick Room at least, which maybe is an upside. Probably Charm then? Or they just play rough. Yeah, that makes sense too. Play rough, Charm, Trick Room. Yeah, I just... How many turns of Trick Room are left? 3? Oh, only 2. Okay, that's actually kind of good then. I'm going to Protect. And I sack the Dracovish here, so I get Kartana in for free, and then I can max guard it, I think. Oh, I forgot to... Wait. That would have been the perfect time to Fishious Rend. Wait, I did Fishious Rend. I'm trolling. Oh, it doesn't even really matter. For some reason, I thought I protected again. They're gonna Geyser into Whimsicott. Okay. Set up the rain, makes sense. That was the saddest Fishious Rend, but we'll take it. That's why this Dracovish has Quick Claw. It just doesn't have a better item to go for. Because I think the creator didn't want to have Protect on it. Or sorry, wanted to have Protect on it. Okay, I think I see the plan, actually. The plan is to bring out Urshifu. Because Kartana is going to crit the Primarina, so it doesn't care about the Intimidates. Yeah, this is actually doable. It's the last turn of Trick Room, correct? Yes. So I max guard Urshifu here. Oh, you know what the problem is, though? If my opponent doesn't give me the free knockout... I need them to KO Whimsicott right now. But they might not. If they have the foresight to recognize that, props to them. That'd be a really good play. Wait, I guess I'm in a pickle anyway, because even if I knock this thing out, Instinct can just Fake Out. Shoot, that game plan that I thought about doesn't work out as well as I thought it would. Was the play to bring in Kartana then in max guard? Oh, they actually switch out. That's instant immediately, right? Yeah. Unless, okay. Oh, it actually doesn't really make a difference. This play wasn't good regardless. The game plan was to stall out Trick Room and then get Kartana in so I can just Leaf Blade crit the Primarina outside of Dynamax, but it's actually not easy that easy to accomplish that. I think the play actually maybe to go for a double protect and then switch Whimsicott into Kartana next turn, because if I get the double, I actually think we might just win. Unless Urshifu can survive a fairy type attack from Primarina. But I'm not super optimistic on that. Oh, if we get a special attack drop here, though, it'd be huge. Okay, no special attack drop, unfortunately. It's okay. Do you one-shot me? That's honestly the question that it comes down to. I would think so. But I'm not 100% confident on that. I can Moonblast to just try to go for another... Okay, I have two options here. The first is switch Whimsicott out into Kartana and try to go for a double protect. Honestly, I like that option the most, especially if they fake out into Whimsicott here. Because I'm going to lose anyway if Urshifu gets one shot, right? Yeah. And if I get the double protect, I'm actually in a phenomenal position, because then I can just Leaf Blade Knuckle the next turn. What? Now that, I didn't see as an option. Wait, that's totally fine. That's honestly totally fine. But I guess my opponent made that thinking they wouldn't be able to one-shot Urshifu, or respecting the Sash option or Urshifu. Both of that makes sense. So we didn't get the double protect, but in the end it was actually fine. What's their last one? Cinderace. Oh. That's a problem, isn't it? That feels like a problem. I mean, I'm down to... If I'm my opponent, I'm switching into Incineroar here, honestly. But... who would you switch? Mimikyu into Incin is a really easy play to make. I'm already at -2, which is obviously a disaster. Okay, I'm gonna Leaf Blade and Knuckle. That was a cool parting shot. They protect. That actually gives us some room to work with here. This is a crazy game. Because I will just knock out Mimikyu here and get a Beast Boost. But this was the... perhaps the, the least useful max I've ever had. Like, we did 3 turns of... oh, actually, no. We get a Knuckle Off. Hold on. And they changed themselves into normal type. Why would they protect there? Honestly, that's kind of surprising to me, but we take those. Because Kartana's at +2 now. Okay. And they're gonna see my Life Orb now. Okay, the other question is, does your Cinderace one-shot Kartana with any attack? Because my play might be to protect Kartana and close combat the Cinderace. Especially if you're bringing out Incineroar right now. I'd also switch Urshifu out. Oh, this is so intense. +1 attack, -2, right? Yeah, so that's not really doing much. I don't like protect switching out, though, because Whimsicott doesn't provide any offensive pressure, so I think I protect with the Kartana here. They haven't seen the item on it, so they might not be expecting protect. And close combat into the... well, they're not going to be normal type, actually, so I think Wicked Blow is better. Unless they go change themselves into fighting type, but getting a crit is still good, because then we can Sucker Punch it. Okay, so I'm hoping Protect Kartana comes up huge for us here, because I hope my opponent thinks it's AV. Oh, they just went Fake Out onto Urshifu, though. Okay, good play. They just Pyro Balled. Oh, Rain is gone, though. I think we would have survived there, potentially. I have to switch this Kartana out, I think, because it's my win condition against Primarina. So switch out here and go for the Wicked Blow onto Cinderace. Oh my goodness, this is so intense. Like, I think it favors my opponent more right now, but it's still possible to win. I just think that we might have survived Pyro Ball and Rain. If that's the case, then I should have just attacked with Kartana outright last turn. Because I thought my opponent had to fake out it to prevent it from getting a move off. Switch Incin out. Okay, that's a good play. Yeah, reset Intimidate. That makes sense. If they just targeted Urshifu here and we faint, we also just lose. And that's also a possibility. But they target Whimsicott. Okay. So I should knock out the Cinderace, and now it's a 2v2, and I can crit with Leaf Blade. And I've got Life Orb Urshifu. Okay. This is where Scopeland's Kartana actually may come up huge for us. But I'm only left wondering whether or not I should have just stayed in earlier. Okay. What a crazy game. But yeah, I don't think Rotom-Frost really would have provided us too much value. Actually, well, yeah, they brought Incin and Cinderace, and both of those alone are already kind of tough for Rotom-Frost to go up against. The other question is, what is your item on Primarina? Are you Assault Vested? Because if you're not, you can just Flare Blitz the Kartana. Like, I double protect here, and then it's a question of whether I Leaf Blade the Prim or I Sacred Sword Close Combat Incin. I think I have to Leaf Blade Prim, because I don't even think a double up would KO the Incineroar, given that I'm at -1 and -3. So, protect. Yeah, I think this favors my opponent more, but they're going to take a lot of recoil from a Flare Blitz onto Kartana. And I'm hoping they're AB Primarina, so they don't have Protect on that. They went Fake Out into Kartana. Yeah, Moonblast or Dazzle. Moonblast into Urshifu. Okay. So basically here I'm hoping they don't have Protect on the Primarina, get that crit. And pretty sure crit Leaf Blade should KO, right? Yeah. And then just Close Combat into Incin. And hope Close Combat, Flare Blitz, Recoil, Close Combat's enough. So it comes down to whether or not Primarina has Protect here. I could have Sacred Sworded Close Combat Incin, but I don't think that's enough for me to win the game. Oh, they didn't Protect, but they went Aqua Jet. Interesting. Okay, well, it doesn't make much of a difference. So Scopeland's Kartana is huge here because I... Oh, that just knocked out anyway. Okay. I also was contemplating going for a Wicked Blow here, but no, I think I just need to maximize my damage. Oh, that's a 2-hit KO. Nice. Even with triple Intimidate. I think we're good here then. Let's see. A Flare Blitz. I'm sure into Kartana, right? If they had Aqua Jet Primarina... Oh! Wait. That was smart. Because you don't take that much recoil, you break up... So now the question is whether or not Sacred Sword KOs Incineroar. I think it should, given that we got the Beast Boost, but we lose if it doesn't. That being said, I think I definitely wouldn't have changed how I played that last turn. We're both neutral. Alright, Sacred Sword. You can crit too. So Scope Lens. That would be icing on top. Nice. Okay, wasn't a crit, but in the end, Kartana came through. Oh, that was scary. That was very scary. But we managed to conserve Kartana, which was the main win condition against Primarina, which was huge. So Kartana is honestly a really good Pokemon. It's just Scope Lens especially and no bulk makes it so like up in the air. And I was like super nervous playing with it, but we had a really fun set of games here. So yeah, I wish Rotom-Frost came out a little bit more, but we didn't run into the best matchups in the later half of the games. And then Ninetales was actually a really solid option for a lot of these. So like leading Ninetales, just, you know, Hail is actually nice because you break potential sashes on the opposing end, and then Blizzards honestly do a sizable amount of damage across the board as well. So, yeah. That's going to be it for this one, though. Thank you guys so much, as always, for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll catch you all next time. Don't forget to check out the team, linked in the description below, and thanks, as always, for watching. Alright, peace.